Welcome, everybody, to the Tempest Radio Podcast. I'm your host, Sterling, and I'm joined today by my co-hosts, Eli, Ricky, and Kylie. And today, our topic is all about pets. But first, how you can tune into the podcast is that we are currently on Podbean and, as of fairly recently, the Apple Podcast app that you can access on any iDevice. If you search Klein Kane in the Apple Podcast, you'll be able to find us. And you can also find us on the canelive.com website. So to dive into our topic being pets, firstly, does anybody have any pets? Like any dogs, birds, cats?
Yes.
I have a lot of pets, actually.
Dolphins. You know.
Okay,
Love
go
to have
ahead,
a
Eli.
dolphin. All right, so I have a dog, I have 2 cats, and 2 lizards.
That is a busy house. So you
It
got
is a busy
like
house.
Komodo dragons in there, or what kind of lizards?
Well, you know, they're many. I would say they're mini Komodo dragons.
Do they do anything like actually interesting, or do they just kind of chill out and eat food?
They just chill.
Do you feed them like mealworms or something?
I feed them. It's kind of like a meat pie for them.
You
Like it's okay.
you
So
give your lizards
so
pie? That is
basically,
amazing.
It's called rapashi, where you like put like it's like a powder. You put it in water and you mix it together, and it solidifies into like a gelatin.
That's kind of neat. So they get a Jell-O meat pie. All right.
Yes.
How about you, Kylie?
I have 3 dogs, but up until freshman year, I had a sugar glider, and he was pretty chill.
Dang, everybody has so many animals. I've seen like videos and even a painting of your bulldog, and it is
Where did that come from?
it's
I did it last year in my
it is
painting
in the
class.
12.
I thought you hired
It's
someone
at the
to, like, paint your
beginning.
dog.
You know where the Deca room is, right? At the 1200 hallway.
Yeah.
It's just chilling right there. It's a bulldog sitting on a checkered floor, looking up at like a camera lens.
I want to see that.
It is
I'm gonna look at that next time I pass it
spectacular. This one time it was during a lunch period. I was trying to get into the lunch to print out a paper, but one of the APs wouldn't let me through. And then I looked over and saw Kylie's painting, and then I was like, "Oh, look at that painting right there!" And the dude would not break eye contact with me because he thought I was trying to trick him to like get him to look somewhere. You know what I
all
mean?
part
Like,
of your
"Oh, what
master
is that?"
plan.
And then you blow past him. He thought I was trying to like juke him or whatever. No, I just really wanted him to look at that really cool painting my friend made.
That's so nice.
So I have one pet. I have a wiener dog who I love with all my heart. Her name is Chica. She's a little older actually, and we've had her for I think just a little less than a year now, and I've never heard her bark. She is a silent dog, and literally she just likes to sleep. Sometimes she'll get really hyper, but she's a total lap dog. She's adorable, but
And she can do a really cute trick.
yeah, she's really silly in the way that if you start giving her like a belly rub like most dogs like, and you stop, she'll get her 2 front paws while she's laying on her back and like do this like waving motion asking to be pet. Or like let's say that you were gone all day and you come in, you'll see Chica just run around the corner and then immediately like she'll torpedo, like she'll jump and torpedo and like slide across the carpet on her side and then like flip over on her back and then start doing the hand or the paw gesture. It's the cutest thing. How about you, Ricky? Got any animals?
Well, yes. Currently, I have a dog, and I think she's 13 or 14, pretty old, or maybe 12.
That's an
12.
old
I think
dog.
it's 12. And her name is Milka. She still acts like a puppy though. She runs around outside all the time. We have a pretty
So
big
you got
backyard,
a
so
pretty
she loves to
active
go out there.
dogs because all the old dogs I know are always like super like blind or just
she's
out of
She's actually
energy.
in really good health.
They're
which I'm
practically
thankful
just like
for.
retired in Florida at a beach home, that kind of thing.
But so I have Milka. Then we have my dad has like a huge saltwater fish tank, which is pretty cool. And then my sister actually has a dog named Chico, who is a Havanese, and he's also just a year old, and he's adorable. I love him, but he lives in Florida. My sister also has 5 leopard geckos. Now they're in Florida, but they used to be in our house. That was pretty interesting. They don't do much though, so they're cute. And then I also used to have an axolotl, and I named him Houdini
What
because
in
he
the world
always
is that?
he always disappeared.
It's the
like,
cutest
What-
thing.
what is an
oh my
axolotl?
I have to
Never
show you a
heard of an
picture. I don't even
axolotl.
know how to like describe it.
It's like a fish lizard thing that hides
Yeah,
in the
it's
water.
like this
Oh,
guy.
okay. I've seen a picture.
They're from Mexico, I believe.
I've had one of my friends had a leopard gecko, and his name was Spike, and
Aw.
we lost him inside their house.
Oh,
And they had a
no.
really big
Nice.
house
Aw.
over in
Yikes.
Magnolia, and so we spent like the entire day.
Did he
Like,
turn up?
basically playing hide and seek with Spike. Yeah, we found him behind the downstairs computer monitor. In the
You know why?
That's
'Cause
pretty
there's a lot
impressive
of
because
heat.
geckos don't really like leopard geckos aren't very active. So
The
if you
thing
put them
is-
somewhere, they'll probably just stay most
the
of the
thing
time.
is the last time we saw him was in my friend's bedroom, which was upstairs across the house. So how
crazy.
Spike got there is beyond my
pretty impressive.
imagination.
Unfortunately, well, my axolotl's name was Houdini because he'd always disappear and I could never find him. And, he just, like, and it was a pretty small tank, so I don't know what happened to him.
That's
But then he
remarkable.
would just show up randomly days later, and one time he just disappeared and I didn't see him again. It was pretty sad. But rest
So-
in peace, Houdini, best friend.
So do we all care for our pets?
Of course.
Of course.
Of
Yeah.
course. We would never want to see anything happen to them, and it's always very sad.
It is, and for those of you who are listening right now who don't have pets either because of allergies or they just can't have pets in their home, that's cool. But if you don't have
I
any
mean, it's not
allergies
really
in your
cool.
family, I know, but still, if you don't have any allergies and you just like,
Pets are great.
yeah, pets are awesome. Like you have so many cool experiences with them, and you create like a bond with them, and it's pretty awesome.
So both of my parents are pretty active, like when it comes to working and that kind of thing. So either when I'm just home alone or that, I'm just like not necessarily home alone, but just, in my own space. It's always nice to have Chica just kind of hanging out with me. She's, quite the personality. She keeps me company, and I think that's what pets are really good for is,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just keeping you around. Of course, I don't want to turn into a crazy wiener dog person.
Seems like you're already there.
But
Yeah.
I think getting a pet has made me even more vulnerable to movies that love to play with my emotions.
Oh my gosh, man.
Let's talk about I Am Legend. Oh my. Okay, I Am Legend
Okay, disclaimer,
featuring.
I have not watched
featuring.
this
Okay.
movie,
Oh.
so
Features Will Smith.
It hurts.
Yeah, it features
Smith's
Will
in it.
Smith,
Okay, Will Smith,
and
I like Will
he's
Smith.
surviving in a zombie apocalypse, and he's trying to find a cure or whatever. And there's just
is it like a
It's so-
funny movie or like a serious movie?
it's not funny at all. It's very dramatic.
Okay,
It's not scary. Actually, there are some scary parts, but it's more of an action film. But like the chemistry between the German Shepherd in the film, and I guess spoiler alert for all those that are listening. Sorry, Ricky.
It's all good. I don't really.
so-
I mean, based on what you're saying, I'm probably not going to watch this movie now.
Yeah. So basically, the chemistry between Will Smith and this German Shepherd is incredible. Basically, there's this scene where there's zombie dogs. Like there's dogs with whatever the
Yeah, so this
virus
is kind of like this isn't a like when you watch a zombie movie, it's really not. You see like they're very slow and then very fast.
Yeah,
like,
this is a
very
very
laughable
different. This is a
looking.
different very.
yeah. It's almost like I want to say like sentient. Like they're like some of them are smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
And
they're
they
more
have feelings
they're
and
more
stuff like that.
comparable to like World War Z, as in they're very fast and they think through problems and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and they
like
have
The Walking
emotions.
Dead or
Like if you
something
see
like
the
that.
alternate ending to I Am Legend, which isn't in the
There's an alternate
original
ending?
film.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's actually like both. They're like a couple basically, and then Will Smith is trying to heal this person, but or heal the zombie, I should say.
Yeah.
And one of them doesn't like that and wants to take her away back to his
So
nest, I would say.
Just-
I guess.
just to steer course and bring it a little back towards between Will Smith and the dog is that there's a scene where they get like stuck and then they have to fight and the dog gets like hurt and
I
then
cried.
it's man, I saw that when I was 10 and that changed me. It was
Scarred
like
for life.
it was me and a bunch of friends and we were playing Hunger Games outside with Nerf swords. And then we came
good old
inside. We
days.
came inside for Kool-Aid and a movie, and
You were not emotionally prepared for that.
I hadn't seen it before because I was too scared to watch that movie. I didn't really like scary movies growing up as a kid. Until now, horror movies are like my favorite. But I think every single child in that room was crying.
It's really sad.
I Am Legend changes a man.
Yeah, so I
Or
mean,
a 10-year-old boy.
I'm not
you
watching
don't
that.
want to see any like pets or something like that, like dying in movies because it's really sad. And then you have to realize, like think rationally. They're not actually getting hurt. Like the animals aren't actually getting hurt.
all
They're
dogs-
actors.
All
But
dogs
the
go to
character
heaven.
is when you watch
Yeah.
a movie, you don't think about it's fine because when a character dies in a movie, you're not like it's fine. Chris Pratt's still alive. Like
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
the context of the movie is completely
Kylie,
different.
you mentioned this prior to this recording, but I mean, when someone dies in a movie, there's usually not enough runtime for me to get attached to that character
Oh,
on
no,
like a
not
TV
at
show.
all.
But when a dog dies, because
I lose.
I mean,
it,
just
man.
inherently,
I think it
it has a
ties.
sad quality.
I think it ties to innocence. You know what I mean? So like people
yeah, 'cause
that we,
dogs are almost all well-meaning, or just in general, like that's kind of how we as humans perceive
because
them.
dogs are just so loyal and adorable and perfect in every way.
Yeah, and I was gonna watch that shark movie, and I was watching
Uh-huh.
a trailer for it, like the Megalodon, and I saw like this one scene in the trailer where there's a dog swimming, and I just see this huge shark fin coming towards it, and I lost it, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch this movie anymore.
Well, I have one more to add, and this isn't just like dogs or cats or anything. Have you guys watched Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, the second one? The saddest
I don't
part
think I
of the
did.
movie was when
Spoiler
they're
alert.
leaving the island, and there's like one dinosaur who didn't make it,
Oh
and
my
it's running
gosh.
towards the boat, and it's like
I started
it wants to
crying.
leave because the volcano's erupting, and then you see it like
Just
This whole
it's
episode's
just like
filled with spoiler
you don't
alerts.
see it die, but you see like a smoke like
cloud
surrounding it,
yeah.
and then you don't see it anymore.
It's making sad noises.
really
Well,
sad.
hey, it's
Like,
okay
oof.
because Chris Pratt is still alive. That's
Yeah.
all that matters.
That's correct. Yes.
So, that's a timer. So to give, I think, as a conclusion, like to give some explanation or insight to why we're so attached to animals and why we get such a large reaction when we see them hurt, is that people inherently don't like to see people or things that are like less powerful or less capable than them getting hurt. You know what I mean? That's why we
Yeah.
always like to stick up for the little guy when they're being bullied. You know what I mean? We like, we like to stand up and help those that can't help themselves. And so I think it's just the innocence of dogs that gives us such a strong reaction, especially in films.
I think it's the cuteness factor as
Yeah,
well. when it comes to
cuteness
pets.
definitely plays a big factor. Anyways, I thank you all for listening. This has been a briefly short episode, but
briefly short.
briefly short. Sorry, English is hard
English
sometimes.
is hard. It's first period.
Anyways, I thank you all for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day.